Okay, so let's start laying down on the back. And if your low back happens to be a little sticky today or tense in any way, feet a little bit wider than the hips, and the knees can knock together with the feet on the floor. So this just opens up a little bit across that lower part of the back. If your low back is feeling okay, then you can just lay with the legs out long in front of you, right? But kind of feel it out for yourself. So when you lay down, if there's any compression in that little spot, and we know that little kind of like usual suspect down here, lower part of the spine, right above our tailbone, there's any congestion there, any tightness, any compression, bend the knees and give it some space. And we will do some hip stuff to open it up, but it can't hurt to start off by being gentle with it. And then just take a few cycles of breath, right? And do a little scan, right? From the crown of the head down to the toes. Just checking in with what's going on in the physical body today. So it's usually a little bit easier to access information from the gross, right? From the outer body, and then move inward. So if I'm checking in with myself, I'm going to see, okay, how are my shoulders feeling today? Oh, maybe there's a little bit of tightness in my upper back. Maybe there's a little bit of tightness in my lower back. Maybe I worked out the other day and my abs are a little bit sore. And then as you go down the body, you know, checking in with the hips, the knees, all the way down to the toes. And doesn't always have to be, oh, what hurts today? What doesn't feel good? It can be, oh, this is feeling a little bit better. Oh, my shoulders are feeling a little bit more open, or, you know, whatever. So just a little check in there. And then mental, emotional, body, right? We can check in our secondary sweep, right? How are we feeling inside? So I don't know about you guys, but I've almost kind of come to a bit of a sweet spot with this quarantine. And I don't know if it's the lack of traffic or if it's a kind of Stockholm syndrome kind of thing, but I'm not minding it that much, being home, right? Not minding it too much. But that changes, that can shift, right? From day to day, from night to day. So wherever you're at this morning, maybe you're feeling good, maybe it's fine, maybe you're a little bit stressed, maybe you're like over it. Just check in. Doesn't matter one way or another, but just observe for yourself where you're at with it. I know for myself, this has really been kind of a gift and a lesson in slowing down, right? I'm only teaching 2 classes a week, down from like 10. And at first I was panicked because what am I going to do with myself if I'm not going 100 miles an hour 7 days a week, right? So it's really been a lesson for me, and I think really for a lot of people, in slowing down, and that it's okay to not be busy all the time, right? Maybe that wasn't a problem for you, but if it was, maybe that's a lesson that you've learned as well. So let's drop into the breath here. All right, just notice the quality of the inhales and the exhales. And then maybe you can start to lengthen them a little bit. So just adding a little bit to the top and the bottom of the inhale and exhale. Doesn't have to be too severe, just lengthening the breath. And we want to come to a place, at the beginning of our practice here where we have a nice strong connection with the breath, because we want to be able to come back to this place when things get a little bit tough, right? And this is the beauty of our yoga practice, right? This is the stuff we get to take with us off the mat. I was going to say out into the world, but we're not really doing that right now. So the stuff we get to take off the mat, right? When we're a little bit overwhelmed, can we use the breath as a support system? And this is where that connection and relationship begins and deepens with the breath. And we're just laying here and there's nothing else to do but breathe. And then let's match the length of the inhale, match the length of the exhale. So maybe it's a count of 4 or 5 or 6. If your breath is moving really freely today, maybe the inhales and exhales are a lot longer. And then asking ourselves here, all right, what do I need from my practice today? That will be personal. Maybe I just need to shake the dust a little bit. Maybe I need to sweat and move. Maybe I need to be gentle with myself. Maybe I'm going to spend the whole time just laying down on my mat. It's all good. As long as it aligns with what you actually need, right? And we're honest with ourselves. So let's take just a couple more cycles of breath here like this, right? Big long inhales and exhales. And then we'll start to invite a little bit of movement into the body. A little wiggle to our fingers, a little wiggle to our toes. And then slowly, let's find the arms up and overhead. Taking a nice full body stretch. Reach the legs out long. Reach the arms up. And then hug the knees in towards the chest. Give our legs a nice little squeeze in towards the body. And then give a little rock from side to side. So if your low back is feeling tender, take these movements like extra slow, right? Because it may not feel great if you've got a little tweak in your back to have a lot of pressure there. So feel it out for yourself. And then let's keep the legs together, all right? And then we're gonna make small circles with the legs together, hands on the knees. So we're just, it's a really subtle, small movement, right? So we're kind of rolling around that weight, right around our SI joint, right above the tailbone, very lowest part of our low back, lumbar spine, right? And if you're like me, you have little, let's call them hot spots, right? So I know I have one that's, you know, a little sensitive over to the right. I may want to pause here and just add a little bit of weight and then move it around, right? Like we're trying to move that stuck energy. We're trying to move that tension, right? And then circle the legs in the other direction a couple of times, just legs together. Pausing if you need. Yeah. And then one hand on each knee. Let's circle the legs around. And again, if your low back's a little tweaky today, be mindful of how huge you make these circles. You may want to just let the hands stay on the knees and steer the legs around with the hands. And in the other direction. Good. All right, okay, let's take our feet to the floor, move our hips over to the right side of the mat. Let the left leg stretch out long, hug the right knee in towards the chest, give it a nice little squeeze in. Breathe in. And as you exhale, twist. Left hand to the right knee, take the leg across. Use the exhale as you twist the spine to find a little bit more depth, right? Walk the left shoulder from under the chest. So we're looking for space across the upper back and across the chest. Let's take that left hand, slide it from the knee to the top of the thigh where the thigh meets the hip, right? Top of the thigh meets the frontal hip bone, and just give a little press at that point. So a little bit more length can come into the low back. Right into the sideways. Good, and then slowly come back to center. Take both feet to the floor, engage the belly slightly. Take the hips over to the left. Right leg stretches out long. Left knee hugs in towards the chest. Take a nice big breath in. Squeeze it in towards the chest. Use the exhale to twist. Walk the right shoulder from under the chest. Left shoulder melts down. All right, again, find that space across the chest, across the upper back. Then slide this right hand from the knee to the top of the thigh and just give a little press away. It doesn't have to be a huge movement. And slowly back to center. Good. Take the hips back to the middle of the mat. All right. Hug the knees into the chest. We're going to take a happy baby here. I know we usually do this at the end of class, but we're going to take it at the beginning. Maybe we'll take it twice. So you can hold on to the backs of the thighs, your calves, or you can wrap your fingertips around the outer edges of the heel, or the outer edges of the foot rather. Give a little flex to the feet and then draw the legs down. And give a little rock from side to side if that feels good. So really what we're trying to find here is just some space across the low back. All right, and if it feels good to rock from side to side, let some blood flow move down into that space. All right. Don't take it too seriously. And then feet to the floor once again. So from here, our low back best friend, figure four. Right ankle crosses over the left thigh. All right. Take a breath in, and as you exhale, interlace the hands behind the left thigh. Now, as someone who has chronic low back and hip stuff, I do this literally every day. This is a stretch that I do like in the morning. I do it before I work out. I do it before I go to bed. I do it when my back doesn't feel good. I do it all the time. And it's almost like it's just like my little low back best friend here. Especially if you have sciatica, right? If you've got that nerve pain, that white hot nerve pain that just likes to tiptoe its way down your leg, this is a friend to you. All right, so let's soften the shoulders down. Draw that left thigh in. All right, nice little flex to the feet, drawing the toes back towards the shins. Take a couple breaths here. All right, maybe you can find a little bit more space in that right side body by shifting the right hip and the right thigh away from you. All right, breathe here. And then slowly release, and then we'll really simple, gentle switch sides. Right foot to the floor, cross the left ankle over the right thigh, take a breath in. And as we exhale, hug the right thigh into the chest. Right? Interlace the hands behind the right thigh. I feel like this posture, this pose, this stretch complements every single yoga practice, no matter what your peak pose or your focus is or what you're doing. This is something you can always add. Right? Take a few breaths here. Right, allow the chin to soften gently towards the chest. Right, so we're getting a little bit more length in the back of the neck, the upper back. Maybe you can hug the right thigh a little bit closer. Maybe the left thigh, left hip can move a little bit further away. One more breath. And then slowly release. And take the left foot to the floor. Okay, so if you have a block and your low back is bothering you today, from here, you're just gonna press the feet down into the floor, lift the hips. You're gonna take a supported bridge pose here with the feet a little bit wider, and the knees can gently drop towards one another. And you're gonna work on just giving a little press down into the feet so the frontal hip bones can lift and the low back can lengthen, right? If your low back is feeling all right, we're gonna come in and out of bridge pose a couple of times, right? Bridge pose, ideally, if we're finding everything, all of the alignment neatly, should be more of a chest and upper back opener than the low back. However, oftentimes we don't really get that big opening in the chest, and then it dumps all into the lumbar spine. So we really want to be mindful about how we set ourselves up here. I like to take my feet a little bit further away and a little bit wider than is traditionally taught. You can feel it out for yourself, right? You're gonna spread the toes wide, press the feet down a little bit. We notice as we press the feet down, our pelvis will shift and tilt. So when we release the pressure on the feet, that little natural arch comes into the low back. When we press down into the feet, low back will widen and lengthen across the floor. Once we've pressed the feet down and we've got that length in the low back, then we can press the feet down a little bit more, start to lift the hips up. From here, interlace your hands below your sacrum, right? The lowest part of your low back. And then walk your shoulders in and underneath the chest, getting nice and high. Again, if this doesn't work for you, use a block underneath the hips. Right, widening across the chest. Right, chin softening to the chest, heart space opening. A little bit more weight in the inner arch of the foot. That's gonna send the message to the inner thighs to turn down. Right, outer hips firm in. Good, take a couple more breaths here. Good, breathe in. Release the hands gently, walk the shoulders from underneath the chest, lower the hips to the floor. Just give a little swish of the shins back and forth. All right, one more like that. Again, feet as, maybe about as wide as the hips, maybe a little smidge wider if that's better for you, right? Press down into the feet, frontal hip bones lift, right? That low belly starts to lift up, lengthen through the low back. From here, a little bit more weight in the inner arches of the feet, lift the hips up, right? Interlace the fingers, walk one shoulder, then the other. Get nice and high. Shoulder blades press into the upper back, right? Widening, that's the word, across the chest. Good work here, breathe. Right, it's like our little lowest part of our ribs and our frontal hip bones are trying to meet one another. Right, one more breath, inhale. Long exhale. Release the hands. Walk one shoulder from under the chest and then the other. Cross the arms over the chest. Give yourself a little hug here. Right, and then switch, cross the other arm in front. And then sweep your arms up and overhead. Bend and hold on to the forearms or elbows. Take your feet as wide as the mat. Drop the knees over to the left. Right, if your low back is bothering you today, you're gonna leave the left foot on the floor. If it feels okay, left foot comes on top of the right thigh. Right, breathe here. As you inhale, notice that breath moving into the right lung. Okay. Slowly release left foot down. Take the knees back to center. Drop the knees over to the right. Switch the cross of the forearms. Opposite arm on top. Inhale. Long exhale. Maybe the foot finds its way on top of the thigh, if that's okay, in your low back. And then let's go ahead and release the arms down. Take the knees back to center. Squeeze the knees into the chest. Little rock from side to side. So keep the legs together, hands on the knees. And then we're gonna rock back and forth, almost like it's kind of like a quick pace. And then as you inhale, you're gonna extend the arms so the elbows straighten. And then as you exhale, you're gonna bend the knees, bend the elbows, draw the legs to the chest. And you're gonna keep this little quick rocket back and forth. Right, inhale, extend the arms. Exhale, draw it in. Let's just do two more like that. Inhale out. Exhale back in. Inhale out. Exhale back in. Good. Take your right arm up and overhead. Gently roll to your right side and then press yourself up. We're gonna make our way right into a child's pose. Your knees can be together or apart, right? If your low back, I'm gonna say this 1,000 times today, if your low back is bothering you, your option is to take the knees together so your belly can rest on the thighs and again, more space across there, right? So maybe that works for you. You take the knees together. Maybe your hips need a little bit more today. You take the knees wide, hips back and down. Take a few breaths here. Allowing the forehead to rest on something, right? Be it a block or the floor or the blanket. Just letting the hips get a little bit heavier with each breath. And slowly start to make your way up onto the hands and knees. Knees underneath the hips, hands underneath the shoulders. A couple rounds of cat-cow. Spread the fingers wide as you inhale. Lift the tailbone slightly. Feel length come across the sides of the waist. Chest moves forward. As you exhale, curl the tailbone down, round the back. Press the ground away. Again, inhale, heart core, lengthen the spine. Exhale, round. Inhale, heart core. Exhale to round. All right, so take the knees back a smidge. You can curl the toes under if you want, or you can keep your tops of the feet pressing down into the floor. We're gonna start to walk the hands out in front of us and start to drop the chest down to the floor. We wanna be able to keep the hips right above the knees here. So this is a little yin stretch. We won't stay as long as we would in yin. If your chest doesn't find the floor, you can always use a block or a blanket or something underneath you to support you. If the chest can drop down, just lean in, right? So again, knees under the hips, chest down to the floor. Slowly start to press yourself back up. From here, keep the hands a little bit in front of the shoulders. Spread the fingers wide. Press down into the tops of your feet. Keep your belly nice and strong. We're gonna rock the chest forward. As you exhale, bend the elbows towards the back of the room and then lower down to the floor. Pick the right leg up, reach it back, set it down, nice and strong. Same with the left. Pick it up, reach it back, set it down. Press down into the tops of the feet, right? So the legs are engaged here. Take your hands to either side of the mat. So wrists are a little bit out from underneath the elbows. Elbows are up like little bird wings. Fingertips on the floor. As you inhale, lift the chest. Doesn't have to be super high. Feel it out for yourself. Exhale, lower. My back is feeling kind of tight today, so my back bones are gonna not look very bendy. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Let's do 3 more like that, right? With the breath, keep pressing down into the tops of the feet. Inhale, get a little bit higher. Exhale, lower. Be mindful how you toe that line with the low back, right? Inner thighs turn up, belly strong to support the low back. Exhale, lower. Last one. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Take the hands by the low ribs. Take a little peek back. See that your wrists are neatly stacked underneath your elbows and spread the fingers wide. Hands are light, but there's that energetic connection between the center of the palm and the floor. Again, press down into the tops of the feet. Inner thighs turn up, belly is strong. Roll the shoulders down the back. Inhale, Bhujangasana. So long and low here. We don't have to come up very high. This is a strengthening back bend. Widening across the chest, heels of the hands gently dragging back. Exhale, lower. Again, inhale, lift up. Exhale to lower. One more, inhale, lift up. Exhale to lower. Curl your toes under. Engage the belly. Press up through tabletop. Shift the hips back towards the heels. Keep your toes curled under, legs pretty close together. Modified child's pose. So we're stretching the toes and the bottoms of the feet here. Then inhale, heart forward. Don't move your mat. Curl the toes under. If they aren't already, lift the hips up and back, downward facing dog. Pedal your heels, bend the right knee. Bend the left knee. Swap it out a couple of times. Come high onto the balls of the feet. Press the earth away. Lift the hips up higher with a little bend to the knees. And then inner thighs turning back, heels down. Inhale, float right leg to the height of the hip. Press the heel towards the wall behind you. Feel that left thigh pressing back, right inner thigh turning up. Exhale, draw the right knee in towards the chest. Shoulders over the wrists. Inhale, up and back. Exhale, knee to the chest. Shoulders over the wrists. Inhale, up and back. Exhale, knee to the chest, shoulders over the wrist. Squeeze the leg in with control. Step the right foot to the top of the mat. Drop your back knee down to the floor. Inhale, sweep the arms around and up. Good, let the hands find the low back. Interlace the fingers. Widen across the chest, or to move the interlace of the hands towards that inner left knee. Right hip draws back, left hip forward. Just for a breath here. Inhale, sweep it back up. Hands to the floor. Press the left thigh up, step it back, downward facing dog. Adho Mukha Svanasana, spread the fingers wide. Inhale, float the left leg up this time. Right, inner left thigh turning to the sky, right thigh pressing back. Take a breath in. Exhale, knee to the chest, shoulders over the wrist. Squeeze it in. Inhale, up and down. Exhale, knee to the chest. Inhale, up and down. Exhale, knee to the chest. With control, step the foot between the hands. Drop that back knee down to the floor. Inhale, sweep the arms out and up, breathe in. Good, interlace the hands at the low back. Widen across the chest. Move the interlace of the hands towards that inner right knee. Widen across the chest. Left hip back, right hip forward. Good, release. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, hands to the floor. Lift the right knee up. Look to the top of the mat. Step forward. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, hinge at the hips. Pause here. Let's interlace the hands behind the head. Give a generous bend to your knees. And then just frame the ears with the arms. So you're creating a little bit of traction here with the arms and the neck. Give a little sway back and forth. Release the arms down. Keep the upper body heavy, keep a bend in the knees, and then roll yourself up. Nice and slow. That is the last thing to come up. Let's take the feet a little bit wider than hips width distance here. So a little bit outside the hips. Spread the toes wide. Inhale, sweep the arms out and up. You can bend the knees as you exhale and fold it in. Uttanasana. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Only thought is of the breath. Inhale, sweep out and up. Exhale, let the hands come to the heart. One hand rests over the chest, the other hand over that. Take an additional breath here. Let's do two more like that. Inhale, sweep out and up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, half. Exhale, fold it in. Inhale, sweep up. Exhale, hands to the chest. One hand over the heart space, other hand over that. Breathe in. Breathe out. One more like that. Inhale, reach out. Exhale to fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, out and up. Exhale. Hands to the heart. Good. Let's take the feet together, or if your low back is bothering you, feet can stay wide. Sweep the arms out and up. Interlace the fingers at the top. Leave your index finger pointing up. Cross one thumb over the other. Right? Feel the frontal hip bones lift. Right? Inner thighs turn back. And then from here, let's just give a little tilt over to the side. Firm the upper arms in. Try to turn the chest to the sky a little bit. Reach through the hands. Back up to center. Right, and then over to the other side. All right, firm the upper arms, turn the chest. It's harder than it looks, isn't it? Good, inhale, back up. And exhale, fold into yourself. Inhale, half lift. From here, plant your hands, spread your fingers wide, step your feet back. Plank pose. I'm gonna hold for just a couple of breaths here. Heels are reaching towards the back of the room, right? If you need to take the knees down to the floor, that's fine. Right? Inner thighs turning up. Right? Nice and strong through the belly, strong through the upper back. Center of the chest is moving forward. Take another breath in. As you exhale, drop the knees down to the floor. Press down into the tops of the feet, rock the chest forward. Exhale, lower to the belly. Again, lift the right leg up, reach it back, and then set it down. Same with the left. Reach it up, set it back. Set it down. You know what I mean. Take the hands to the low back. Interlace the fingers. Press down into the tops of the feet, right? So legs are active here. And then start to move the interlace of the hands towards the wall behind you. Once again, long and low here. Okay? Reach the arms back, firm the shoulder blades in, firm the upper arms in towards one another behind the back. Keep the neck nice and long. Breathe. And then slowly release. Relax the arms, turn the head to one side, swoosh your shins, back and forth. A couple of times. Okay. Legs long behind you. Keep the arms by the sides so the palms are facing in towards the thighs. Press down into the tops of the feet. Feel your outer ankles hug in. Feel your inner thighs turn up. And then from here, reach the fingertips towards the wall behind you. Lift the chest up off the floor. Doesn't have to come up super duper high. Right again, Shalabhasana is also a strengthening back bend, just like Bhujangasana. And then from here, maybe we float our legs up. Right, inner thighs turn up. If this is too much on the low back, press down into the feet on the floor. Right? Breathe here. Right? Each inhale affording us a little bit more space. Each exhale, a little bit more depth. One more breath. And release. Turn the head to the other side, bend the knees, switch the shins. All right, last round of this. Press down into the tops of the feet, outer ankles hug in. Reach the arms alongside the body, lift the chest. Inhale, sweep the arms towards the front of the room. Now maybe you keep the feet pressing down, maybe you float them up for this. As you exhale, sweep the arms back, like we're resisting the arms through water. Inhale, reach it forward. Exhale back. 3 more, why not? Inhale. Exhale. 2 more, inhale. And exhale. Last one, I think. Inhale, reach it forward. Exhale, back. Hands to the low ribs, curl the toes under, press it back. Child's pose with the knees together. Let's do 5 breaths here. Good. Shift it forward, plant the hands, curl the toes under, lift the hips up and back, down, down. Inhale, lift the heels, bend the knees, step or hop to the top of the mat. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, sweep the arms out and up. Exhale, hands to the heart space. Let's do some sun salutation A's. So you can always take the knees down to the floor. You don't have to do full chaturanga, especially if it's not good for your shoulders, right? You could do cobra instead of up dog if it's better for your low back. Let's keep the feet about hips width distance here. Inhale, reach the arms out and up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, get some length. Keep that length as you plant your hands and step your feet back, plank, right? Again, knees up or down, rock the chest forward. Exhale, lower just to the elbows. Inhale, over the toes, upward facing dog or cobra. Exhale, toes under, hips up and back, 5 breaths. A little bit more weight in the inner part of the hand, right? A little bit more weight in the inner wrist, and then turn the upper inner arms up. Softening our shoulders down, softening our ribs, lifting the hips. Two more like that. Lift the heels, bend the knees, step or hop to the top of the mat. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold it in. Inhale, sweep arms out and up, breathing, grow tall. Exhale, hands to the heart. Inhale, sweep out, and up, building some heat. Exhale, fold it in. A little bit more weight in the front of the foot, little bend to the knee if you need it for the hammies and low back. Inhale, heart forward. Step, maybe some of you want to hop back into your chaturanga. Inhale, over the toes, up, down. Exhale, downward facing dog. And again, 5 breaths here. Widen across the chest, soften the shoulders away from the ears. 4 more breaths. Can you find that length, that lift in the hips, right? The inner thighs rolling back, space in the low back. Lift the heels, bend the knees. Step or hop forward. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, out and up. Exhale, hands to the heart. This round, we're gonna make our way all the way down to the belly. Inhale, sweep out and exhale, fold it in. Inhale, half lift. Plant the hands, step the feet back, knees up or down. Rock the chest forward, exhale, lower to the mat. All right, I'm gonna move, you guys stay as you are, gracefully, right? All right, we're gonna take our little airplane chest and shoulder opener. So arms out long, right? And we're gonna turn our head to the side. So we're looking at our right hand. We're gonna slide our right hand in towards the face and bend our right knee. So the toes are pointing up towards the sky. Simultaneously, you will press into this right hand and lift this knee up. So the toes lift up towards the sky, and we're gonna roll, yeah? Reach those left fingertips a little bit further away. Let the toes or the whole foot find the floor behind you. So this right hand can support you. You can press into it to get more space across the chest. Some of you may want to take the arm up and overhead, flip the palm, take the arm behind the back. Breathe here. And slowly, with control, rolling back down onto the belly. And then over to the other side, right arm is gonna come out long. Turn the head towards that left hand. Slide the hand in towards you, so palm is now on the floor. And then bend your left knee. Point your left toes up towards the sky. Press into the hand, lift the leg up, roll over to your side. Good. And again, this hand can press down. You can come onto the fingertips. Maybe you want to take this arm up and overhead. Flip the palm. Take the arm behind the back. Breathe here. Slowly release. And slowly come back to center. Good. Take the hands by the low ribs, curl the toes under, press yourself up and back. Downward facing dog. Inhale, lift the heels, bend the knees, step or hop to the top of the mat. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, sweep out. Exhale, hands to the heart. All right, let's take the feet wide on the mat. Okay. So feet about as wide as the wrists. We take our arms out into a T. Let's take the hands to the hips. Let's start with the right knee. Lift it up, lift the heel, externally rotate the leg. And then shift the back heel back. Lift these little frontal hip bones, especially this one off the thigh. Press the back thigh back. And then bend. Arms into a T, word. Let's move in and out of it a few times, right? Straighten the knee, inhale, sweep up. And bend. Inhale up. Exhale, bend. Up. Exhale, bend. Flip the palm, reach up and back to center. Straighten the knee, turn the toes in. Right, second side, pick the left heel up, externally rotate the leg, toes point away from you, back heel kicks back. Front heel to back arch align. Lift the frontal hip bones, press the back thigh back. And then bend the knee. Arms into the T. Moving dynamically, inhale, sweep up. Exhale, bend. Inhale. Exhale. One more. Inhale up. Exhale back. Flip the palm, reach it back. Back to center. Hands to the hips, straighten the knee, turn the toes in, and then turn the feet away from you. Move myself back a little bit. Good. Start to slide the bend of the knee in line with the second and third toe. Big wide squat with the legs. Hands can rest on the thighs, right? Try to lift the frontal hip bones, soften the shoulders down. Inhale. Maybe a little bit lower. Take a breath in. As you exhale, drop the right shoulder down. Press the inner right thigh away. Good. Inhale back up. Exhale, other side. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Press down into the feet. Inhale, sweep the arms out and up. Exhale, hands to the heart. Take the toes forward, step the feet together. Make your way to the top of the mat. Take a vinyasa from here. Inhale, reach the arms out and up. Exhale, fold it in. Whatever it looks like for you, right? Can just be stepping back to down dog. You can step or hop back through chaturanga. Exhale, down dog. Child's pose. Knees together. Take a couple of breaths here, right? Let's do about 5 breaths in our child's pose with the knees together before we move on. Feel the breath move into the low back. All right, friends. So from here, I'm gonna move myself a little closer. Let's do Dhanurasana. So we worked on this last week. I'd like your Dhanurasana today, and from here on out, forever and ever, amen, to not, in different classes you can do it differently, but the way we do it here really saves the low back, right? So you can just watch first and then we'll do it together. My preference for you is that when you find the feet here, we don't let the knees splay and then we're just like praying and kicking, right? We want to flex the feet. We're going to try to keep the thighs on the floor here, and then we're going to press the shins back. So less of like a teardrop shape and more just finding space and length along the front side of the body. So let's go ahead and find our way onto the belly, all the way onto the belly, and we'll start coming into a little Sphinx pose here. So elbows underneath the shoulders and just spread the fingers wide. Take the feet up about as wide as the mat. Your hips a little shake back and forth. Release the low back here. And you can even drop the head down, semicircle the head. All right, from here, press down into your forearms, right? Center of the chest is moving forward, belly starts to engage. Let's take our feet a little bit closer together now. Inner thighs turn up. From here, we're gonna move our left hand so now it runs the length of the front of the mat, right? And then step your right fingertips back. Bend your right knee. Reach your right hand back. Catch the top of the foot. Maybe you can draw in a little bit. Maybe we're here, right? Belly is strong. Pressing down into that straight leg. And just hold here. Plenty of work to be done here. Good. And then release. Come back into your little Sphinx pose. All right, chest moving forward. All right. Press down into the tops of the feet. Inner thighs turn up. Take the right arm across the mat. Press down into the forearm. Bend your left knee. Point the toes up. And then reach the left arm back. Okay, pressing down into that right forearm, right elbow. Right, belly strong, pressing down into the straight leg. And then release. Good. Take the arms alongside the body, turn the head to the side, bend the knees, give a little swish back and forth. Now, if this isn't happening in your low back today, you can take a Sphinx pose again with the legs wider and just drop the head down. Release the trapezius. Let the low back and the belly be soft. If we are working our Dhanurasana today, right, we're going to press down into the tops of the feet and reach the arms back. From here, bend the knees, flex the feet. We're going to reach back and grab one ankle at a time. Maybe you can reach both at the same time. Good for you. From here, widen across the chest, right? And then press the shins towards the wall behind you. Inner thighs still turning up, widen across the chest. Breathe, breathe, breathe. Right? Lift. 2 more breaths. And release. Turn the head to the other side. Bend the knees. Switchy switch your legs. Right, from here, hands beside the low ribs. Press yourself up onto the shins from here. So, we're gonna make a little fist. Thumb to the palm. Wrap the fingers around the thumb. Take your hands to the lowest part of your belly, right beneath the navel. Take a breath in. Exhale, fold over. Breathe 5 cycles of breath here. And slowly start to make your way back up. Okay, from here, let's go ahead and take a seat. We'll do some seated postures from here. Let's incorporate a little bit of yin and just, I don't know, let's call it yin flow. Draw one heel in towards the pubic bone. Allow the other leg to just reach out long. Let the leg be relaxed, right? Inhale, sweep the arms up. As you exhale, you're gonna take this right arm beneath you, left arm over. Try to keep this leg relaxed. I know everything in your yoga life is telling you to flex the foot, but just let it be soft for now. And then over to the other side. All right, reach, turn the chest up. Good. And then switch, right heel in, left leg out long. Just let the leg relax, right? Inhale, sweep the arms up. Let the left arm come down, right arm up. And then swap it out over to the other side. You don't realize how tight we are at the side, right? Good. Inhale, back to center. All right, take the soles of the feet together, please. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, fold. I'm trying to resist that temptation to hold and pull. Maybe turn the palms up. Then let the back round. You just let the head drop down. And slowly start to press yourself back up. Let's take the legs out long in front of us. Let's help the right knee up. Step the right ankle or the right foot over the left thigh. Leg can stay out long in front of you, or you can sweep it underneath, right? Take the right fingertips to the floor behind you. Get tall. Inhale, reach the left arm up. Exhale, twist. Maybe the head turns over the back shoulder. Maybe it just stays center. 5 breaths here. Right, inhales allow us to get a little bit longer in the spine, a little bit taller. Each exhale, finding a little bit deeper rotation, right? A little bit more depth. slowly unwind. Take a little open twist to the other side. Good. And then release this bottom leg. Release the top leg. Give them a little shake, right? And then onto the second side. Bend the left knee. Step the left foot over the right thigh. And then let's sweep this bottom leg around. Or you can keep the bottom leg stretched out long. That's up to you, right? Left fingertips to the earth behind you. Inhale, reach the right arm up. Exhale, twist. And then slowly unwind, open to the other side. Release the bottom leg, release the top leg, reach them out. Coming into Paschimottanasana, so you can always sit on a blanket or slide a blanket underneath the knees if you need a little bit of support for your hamstrings and your low back. Again, if your low back is feeling a little strained, bending the knees is going to give you a little bit more room. So maybe sliding something underneath the knees, yeah? Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, fold. Dog visitor, yes. We'll do 5 breaths here, right? Inner thighs turning down, thighs heavy, folding in. Slowly press yourself up. All right, last one here. Let's take the feet wide, the legs wide. Don't overthink it, right? Maybe we're here today and that's plenty of work, right? Give a little press down into the heels, head tall, and exhale, fold. Slowly press yourself up. We're going to come into pigeon from here. We have time for a little pigeon pose. So help the knees together. We're just going to come from the hands and knees. So from our tabletop, right? Draw the right knee towards the right wrist. Set the shin down. Use your left toes, your left leg back there. Scooch the hips back. Right, you can always support this right hip with a blanket or a block. Get tall, And exhale. And slowly press yourself back. From here, set that right shin back. You can stretch the leg back, reach through the heel. And then from hands and knees, draw the left knee towards the left wrist. Use your right toes to shift the hips back. Inhale, get long. Exhale, fold. Slowly start to press yourself. Slide the left leg back. From here, let's take one more of these little puppy dog poses. See, maybe there's a little bit more space here. Knees under the hips, walk the arms out long, melt the heart down. And press yourself back up. Take a round of cat-cow. Inhale, heart forward. Exhale, round. From here, we'll make our way on to the back. And hug the knees into the chest. Let's take a happy baby pose. Take the arms into the T, knees together, breathe in. Exhale, twist. And legs back to center, and over to the other side. Back to center. Hug the knees into the chest. And Shavasana. You start to deepen the flow of your breath. Give a little wiggle to your fingers and toes. As you inhale, reach your arms up and overhead. Full body stretch. And as you exhale, hug the knees in towards the chest. And take the right arm up and overhead. And gently roll to your right side. And slowly, mindfully press yourself up. Allow the hands to come and rest at the heart space. As you inhale, feel the chest lift. As you exhale, gently bow the head. The light in me honors the light in you. Namaste. Thank you, guys.
Yeah, Save my butt.
Yeah. Hi. Oh, your beautiful faces. It's so nice.
Jenn.
Human interaction. Isn't it nice? Who knew it was so good?
Thank you, Jenn.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Jenn.
Guys, you're so dedicated. It's like inspiring to me. So, good work.
Too there, Jenn. So
Yeah.
we're showing up for you too.
Right. Did I see a dog friend over at your house there, John and
Sammy.
That's
Yeah.
Is taking the yoga now.
Yeah, he used to disappear, but now he's hanging out.
Yeah. I love a good dog cameo, you know. We only have a lot of cats at my house right now, so any dogs.
He's
Right
fine.
on here.
Yeah, good puppy.
Bye, you guys. See you Wednesday.
Bye.
Bye. Bye, Charlene.
Bye.
Bye, Jenn. Bye, everybody. See ya.
Bye, Kathy.
Bye, John. Bye.